Touchdown! San Francisco!
McCaffrey's gonna score!
He gets picked off by Hufanga. Fred Warner with the INT. George Kittle.
That's a sackaroonie, baby.
Ball is out. It is picked up. Run back the other way.
Well, welcome to the Gold Rush Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Jamin Takar. As you see, we only got one mic here. I'm just testing something out. This might be a YouTube-only exclusive. If I'm able to transfer the audio, then it probably will be on the podcast. So, sorry to all the podcast, Spotify-only listeners. But this is for the YouTube. This is for the viewers. This is for y'all right here watching me, looking at me. So, you read the title. Excuse me. Had a little burpy burp there. You read the title, folks. Let's get together. It's like the Oscars here. We got some awards to hand out. The 49ers NFL honors from weeks 1 through 9. Let's get into it. So, it's just the midseason honors, and so we've got the MVP, the offensive player, defensive player of the year. I say of the year, of the mid-year. Rookie of the year, which we'll get into, breakout player, and then our new additions. I kind of feel like I should have been dressed up for this, so I apologize for that. I'm just in my casual hoodie instead of like a nice little button up in a tux, maybe. But maybe next time, maybe in the postseason NFL awards, or 49ers awards honors. We'll dress up for that one. It seems like nowadays everybody has their own water bottle and they're carrying one around. And what's the best way to keep track of yours? To get it customized with your name on it and things that you like, things that inspire you or maybe just your own interests. And that's what I've got on mine. I've got my name right there. You can see it, JVEN, with the 49ers logo and the Golden State Warriors logo on it. Perfectly stainless steel. And hey, you can get your very own at differently_unique83 on Instagram. That is DIFFERENTLY_unique UNIQUE83 on Instagram to get your very own custom water bottle. Hey, support small businesses, folks. It's engraved. Real good quality. I love my water bottle. You can get your very own. Again, that's at differently_unique83 on Instagram. Check them out, folks. So let's start off. Should we start off with MVP? Is that the most obvious one, or should we start off low? Let's start off low. Let's start off with the Rookie of the Year. This is my best duo award from my girlfriend and I. We got in leadership. So a leadership class in high school, and so this will be our award here for some of these guys. Rookie of the Year, I didn't really know who to give this to. It's between two guys, and that's Ronnie Bell and Jake Moody. Those are really the only rookies that play for the 49ers. I'm probably going to put Jairi Brown because he does not play, but I do think he has a lot of potential, and going into the second half of the season, I'd like to see him on the field a little bit more. Ronnie Bell has been solid when he's had to step in. He's got a touchdown, and it was a nice one too as well. And then Jake Moody, he's the most consistent rookie, obviously gets the most playing time, but he misses a lot of kicks, especially crucial kicks, and so I was kind of hesitant. I didn't even know if I wanted to put this award here, but I did want to give a shout out to those two. Moody, as booty as he's been, I think he has a lot of potential. And hey, he's just a rookie. Let's stay a little patient with him. I understand Niner fans, and it seems like they want him burned at the stake already, and they don't want to be gold back. At the end of the day, he's a rookie kicker, and yes, he was a high draft pick. He was a stud in college, and so let's just wait. Let's give him at least a season. Let's see what he's got, because I know he's got a big leg. He just needs to be a little bit more clutch, and I think he hopefully will develop that. Once he gets one game-winning shot, I think he'll take off. Let's go breakout player of the year. I've got 3 candidates here. I think that's a nice way to do it, with the candidates and then who I believe is the winner. offensive tackle Jalen Moore. Now, this might be a shocker to some, but with Trent Williams out, Jalen Moore has actually stepped in to be pretty solid. So he's got a 73.6 PFF grade, which isn't great by any means, but it's not bad at all, especially for a backup left tackle who many people thought was going to be booty, or many people were really down on him, but I was pretty high on him. He was a 5th round pick, and I liked him coming in, but then he didn't play great. Now he gets another chance. He's got 0 penalties, 0 sacks per PFF, and 133 snaps, so really solid. I would have liked to see him play right tackle, but it's going to be kind of hard to transition him over there. So hey, with Trent, he's getting older, this and that. Maybe Jalen Moore is his backup. Next up, linebacker Oren Burks. With Azeez Al-Shire, he left in free agency to the Tennessee Titans. Oren Burks had some big shoes to fill, and he's been doing solid. He's got himself an interception. He's got 20 solo tackles and 8 assisted tackles. No fumbles, no sacks. A 79.8 PFF grade, and he is a solid addition to go along with Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Of course, before I used to see Oren Burks and be like, whatever. But now I see Oren Burks and I do feel confident, and I don't feel like he's a weakness. He's not a net negative to the defense. And so you got to tip that to Oren Burks. And then lastly, this one might be another shocker, but I've got Deommodore Lenoir. Deommodore Lenoir, I understand that the secondary has been absolutely toasted and cooked, but Lenoir makes plays, and it does kind of seem like sometimes his side of the field is really quiet and you don't really see his number being called. He's got 2 interceptions, which leads the team. I think he's tied with a couple guys on the team as well. 55 targets and 38 receptions allowed. So that's not great. He's got a 64 PFF grade, but he's looked really solid, and he's not, again, like we talked about Oren Burks, he's not a net negative. I don't feel, last season I did feel less confident in him, but now I trust him, and I think he's only getting better. And going into the second half of the season, I trust Deommodore Lenoir and Travarius Ward to step up. And hey, maybe Samuel Wombat comes back and you bump Lenoir in the slot, or vice versa. Of course, it's tough when the pressure doesn't get home. Then, the cornerbacks are going to get toasted a little bit more because the quarterback has more time. But Deommodore Lenoir has been solid this year. Excuse me, I don't know why we're coughing so much. Overall, a lot of good candidates, but I'm actually going to give the offensive line some love. I'm going to give it to Jalen Moore, and that might be a little surprising to some, but Trent Williams is no joke. That's bigger shoes to fill than Jake Moody did with Robbie Gould. That's bigger shoes than Oren Burks had to fill with Azeez. Jalen Moore had to fill in probably the best left tackle in the league, and he's done that. He hasn't been a net negative, as has been the big topic here. He's been solid, doesn't allow sacks, and yes, the offensive line hasn't been as great without Trent. The run game hasn't been as powerful. But Jalen Moore, I got to show love to him because he was supposed to be absolutely trash booty, but he hasn't been that. So, got to give love to Jalen Moore. No disrespect to Burks or Lenoir, though. They are legit. Now let's go into some of the big honors. The Defensive Player of the Year. This one might be a little obvious. It's got to be Mr. Fred Warner, who was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate after that Cowboys game. He's also got 2 interceptions, 47 solo tackles, 24 assisted tackles, 2 forced fumbles. That's tied for first in the league, and he's got 2 sacks, an 82.1 PFF grade. In some games, it seems like he's the only defensive player out there that's actually trying. He is always out there. He's playing with heart. He's playing with soul. He's putting it all on the line on the gridiron. I absolutely love his game. He is the best linebacker in the league, and he lights the fire of our defense. You gotta tip your hat to Mr. Fred Warner, because he's him. He's so him. Love watching his game. He covers receivers, running backs, tight ends. He stays with them all. I mean, he has been absolutely absurd. He has been on another level this season. One of my favorite players to watch. And once that defensive line gets going, he's only going to get better. So very excited to see how he continues his dominance going on towards the rest of the season. And of course, I'd love to see him bring home the Lombardi Trophy. Offensive Player of the Year. So we've got two candidates for this one. The Defensive Player of the Year, we didn't have no candidates. That was Fred Warner's, period. I don't really think there's no... Nick Bosa hasn't really done much to be considered there. Yeah. So, Offensive Player of the Year, we've got quarterback Brock Purdy. And I know he's been kind of in a slump recently, but listen, even those games that we've lost, he's been solid. He throws for good passing yards. He has good completion percentage. It's just the turnovers that have really been killing him and killing the team. But other than that, Purdy's been solid. I would probably say like a top 15, top 13 quarterback. You know, he's got 5 interceptions in the past 3 games, which is not great. But he's also been throwing for a lot and has been having to play down and has been dealing with no Trent Williams, no Deebo Samuel. And then, of course, wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. And I give Purdy his flowers, but I think the Offensive Player of the Year, we got to give it to Mr. Brandon Ayuk. 620 yards, 35 receptions. He's got a 91.7 PFF grade. He is really solidifying himself as a top 10 receiver in the league. And as an overall receiver, yeah, he's probably the receiver 1 of the 49ers. Deebo is great and all, but he's more of a gadget guy. Brandon Ayuk, we can test downfield. We can put him on this route, that route, and he just gets open. I don't know how he gets so open. His route running is a thing of beauty. Brandon Ayuk has been so fun. He's going absolutely nuclear, and he's going to get the bag in the offseason. And the Niners, we better pay him. I'm seeing rumors, why Niners should trade Brandon Ayuk. Heck no. This is like the first time I can remember we've had a really solidified receiver. Since when? Anquan Bolden? I mean, come on. What are we doing? Brandon Ayuk, big fan. Big fan. I liked him when he drafted him, and he has only gotten better. I remember, he went from the doghouse his rookie year to now 620 yards. He's 11th in the league, which, with the bye week, and he's just getting better and better each week. Gotta love Brandon Ayuk, and he is the Offensive Player of the Year. And now the MVP. No, we'll talk about the new additions. It's got to be Javon Hargrave. He's had such an impact in the run game. Hasn't taken the load off as Bosa as much as we thought that he would. But he definitely, he gets in the backfield. He causes havoc. And then I put over here Chase Young as well, a little bit predetermined. I do expect him to boost the defensive big time and probably get us some sacks. The team leads the league, I think, or no, I think it's like 3rd in pressures, but it's like middle of the pack in sacks. Just got to get home, and I think Chase Young will do that. So I have his name here. Of course, it's tough to determine. I didn't really know how to do that. I just kind of wanted to talk about Javon Hargrave and Chase Young any chance I can get. And now, the final honor that we have, the NFL 49ers MVP. It's got to be Christian McCaffrey. 653 rushing yards, leads the league. 9 rushing touchdowns, and does he lead the league? Yeah, I think so. But I guess the bye week might change that. I'm actually not 100%. I did kind of do my notes a little bit a while ago. He's got 9 rushing touchdowns. He's got 4 receiving touchdowns, 13 touchdowns total. He's got at least 1 touchdown in 17 consecutive games. I mean, he has been carrying the load of this 49ers offense big time, and I could not imagine what this team would look like without him. So fun to watch, so electric, somehow finds the gaps of the offensive line, and once Trent Williams comes back, I'm sure he's going to start going on the ground a little bit more than he has. He is just so good. I cannot believe that the league let him on the 49ers with Kyle Shanahan. He is utilized to the best of his abilities, and he has really elevated the 49ers offense to that next level, and he makes Purdy's job easier. He makes Kittle's job easier. He makes Ayuk's job easier. He makes Debo. He makes everybody's job a little bit easier. So that's why McCaffrey is the most valuable player on the 49ers. And of course, there's an argument for Fred Warner as well. There's an argument for Purdy. There could be an argument for Nick Bosa once he starts to get going a little bit. But yes, Mr. Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers MVP, at least for the first half of the season. Folks, Niners Jaguars coming at you 10 a.m. on Sunday, my time, West Coast time. It's going to be a good one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out these other socials. They'll be in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you disagree with. Tell me what you agree with. This was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely do this after the season is over and see how things have changed. Maybe the rookie of the year, maybe J.R.E. Brown gets some more minutes and he takes that one, or somebody else breaks out, or this and that. Got a lot of football left. Maybe the MVP even changes, which I doubt. McCaffrey has been absurd. And I think everybody, by the time you clicked on this video, you probably knew McCaffrey's MVP. Alrighty, folks, I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. If you made it to this point, you get a cookie. Go and get yourself a cookie because you earned it. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all in the next episode where we break down or preview the Jacksonville Jaguars game. I'll see y'all then. Peace out, faithful.